Welcome. I hope you enjoyed the last thing that we did, which is our creating a ideal customer avatar, and I hope that you found that information very valuable. I'm still here with my Texas hat and my Alaska mug here, but it's Sunday, so we've got 6 days left of our one-time offer. That's going to be for 8 business owners that are qualified to be in that group, and then we're going to just go hard for 8 weeks in our curriculum. We've got curriculum for you. We've got all kinds of benefits of doing this 8-week program, and one of which is the masterminds. So we're going to do weekly masterminds with you. Another of the benefits of doing the program is we're gonna be able to meet with you one-on-one twice a week. Robert is going to meet with you, and then I'm going to meet with you every week for 8 weeks. And then we've got masterminds on top of that. So you've got, it's a 3-hour time commitment every month or every week for 8 weeks. However, at the end of it, we want to get you more stable, more robust. We want to grow your business. We want to help you to look at things under a different lens, hopefully. And then we're going to follow that up with our membership to the Inner Circle, which we've got masterminds, we've got all this stuff. So we're going to stay in contact with you for the entire year, so that we've got some kind of basis of, hey, are we making some progress? How are we doing? And we can kind of put some corrective action into play if that's the case, right? If we've got some wiggling, right? So the one-time offer is fantastic that we're doing. We've got 6 days left of it. So get your seat, get in there. If it's not right for you, it's not right for you. We're not going to try to force anybody to do this. But, I think that this is going to be a very powerful program. I'm super excited to get it started. So we wanted to sell it for a couple of days and then shut off the sales. And we don't want to do this one-on-one stuff with clients as much in the future. So we want to make sure that our program is good on both levels, on the curriculum side, and we already know how to do the one-on-one stuff. So we want to make sure that everything goes smoothly launching these new products for you to grow your business. So absolutely imperative. Let's get there we go. We got some background music going. So Robert has been out sick all week, but hopefully we can get him back on Monday for some new topics. So we're gonna continue going live each morning at 10 a.m. Central Time, and we're gonna rebroadcast that in the evening for those who can't watch live in the morning. So that is that. Let's talk about how to target your ideal client. So hopefully you've created a persona that is a representation of your current clientele, the clientele that you desire to have, and somewhere in between all of that is you've got a really detailed, fine brush painting of who you want to talk to. So this is your ideal client persona. We've talked about that in a previous video. And now we want to make sure that you can target that person. And so what are the actions that you need to take to target that individual with your marketing and all of that stuff? So the first thing that I really hold dear is knowing your value. When you know your value and you know the impact you're going to make on a business or on a person, there's all kinds of case studies out there where it's better to do a little bit higher price or a little bit lower price or whatever based on your thing, on your item. However, if you're going to create value for your clients, that's what you're doing. So what is the value of what you're providing, right? And that comes back to, am I providing something that they can't get anywhere else? It's exclusive, it's from me, or we do the best job and the quality is there. Can they see the difference? Because we have an inherent value in our business. Knowing your value is very, very important. Creating a strong brand is also very, very important for this. We want you to understand that your brand tells the story of your business and why your business can help that client to them without you being present. So your brand needs to be very strong. Speaking of brand, I don't have my branding on the top corner. But you need to have a strong brand to back up what you say, just in case you're not in the room, right? So that goes for labels on things on the shelf. I buy wine all the time based upon, hey, this is a cool label. I think I'll try this out. That's all there is to it, you know? And so I try it out, and most of the time it's pretty good wine. So I got a pretty good system going there, I would say. But, you know, that goes the same for mustard and for a can of beans. I don't know. You see that label and you want to buy it because of how it looks. So hopefully you've identified what your ideal client is looking for when they pick up your item off the shelf, when they are searching the internet for whatever kind of role that you're in, whatever industry you're in. When they search that, hey, I need a plumber, you're going to be top SEO results because we're going to help you get there. And then you're also going to have a great website and a great looking brand, and you're going to be able to tell that story to the client on how you're going to help them very, very succinctly, and you're going to have your messaging down. So that strong brand is super important. And I think understanding why a brand is your biggest intellectual property value wise in your company. Nothing else, not even you, are as valuable as your brand, because you can die, and if your brand would live on. And I think there's a couple of companies out there that they had a founder, 100 years ago, and now that founder's passed, and you've got new people running the company. Maybe it's family, maybe it's somebody else, but they keep that name alive. So your brand actually does a whole lot. I think there's a marketing and advertising agency in Chicago. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but they use the founders like photograph, black and white, kind of as a logo kind of thing. So it's pretty interesting to see some of that stuff. So create a strong brand and it'll outlast you for sure. But that strong brand needs to align with your client and what they want, what they value. So your colors need to be exactly what your ideal client would want to buy, all that jazz, right? So find out what they want to buy, align your brand with that attitude. Are you selling, to women that buy Lululemon, or are you selling to men that buy flannel shirts and axes and beard oil? What are you selling? And who's your ideal client? It all depends. So match that brand to the client. Don't say, oh, well, I like this logo. Well, it doesn't matter if you like this logo. If you like the logo, that's great. But ultimately, are you your biggest fan client? Is the client avatar modeled after you and your personality? Probably not exactly, right? So be careful about that. Creating a strong brand is for the client. Don't get caught up on if you like it or not. Get caught up on if the client's going to love it. That's what you want to go after, right? So the next step, logically, is your messaging. You need to have your messaging. Again, line it up where you and your client are saying the same thing. I value this. Oh, I'm a client. I also value that. I must go over there and buy their things. And as crude as that seems, that is exactly how it works. So you want your client to be able to identify things in your business that they align with. And so your messaging has to be straightforward and honest and, cut the BS. Just tell them what kind of services you're providing, right? Laser focused messaging. You're going to also make sure that certain, and we've talked about this before, but certain keywords, things like that, you don't want to use. Certain attitudes you don't want. I mean, we can, Robert and I have talked a lot about this. We see some market turmoil coming, especially in the form of quantitative tightening. And that quantitative tightening, we haven't seen it like it needs to happen right now. Like it's about to happen. But I think the politicians are going to wait for the midterms. I don't want to get into the politics of it, but we are about to have some really tough times financially in this country, and it's going to be rough. But we've decided that as a brand, we don't really want to fearmonger and say a bunch of things that are there and designed for you to get afraid of what's going on. We want to eliminate the doubt by growing your business and making sure it's robust enough to weather any storm. So we have made a decision that our messaging will say certain things, and we have been intentional about our messaging and make sure that our clients understand that this is how we help them. And so we have been really, really working, and we work on this, all the time. Even though it might be done and it's on a piece of paper, we still edit it. It's a living document. We make sure that our messaging is strictly to grow your business, period. And if the only thing we can do for you is provide you value through this Facebook group, fantastic. Hopefully we can provide you enough value where you grow your business on this Facebook group. I don't need you as a client. Robert doesn't need you as a client, as long as you are being helped. We want to help you. So from the bottom of my heart, that's what I'm in business for, is to see your business thrive. Period. Now we've got some tools like this offer here, but other than that, you really need to offer right there. Oh, I did it right the first time. So we really need to understand that's the motive here. If we can help you, great. We've got some tools that can help you even further if you are at that level. But we have laser focused messaging. We want you to have a better business, have a more valuable business property. So that's our messaging, our laser focused messaging. What is your messaging? What are you saying to your potential clients that are going to flip a switch in their brain and say, oh, they're really good at what they do, and I should buy their product? That is your laser focused messaging. Now, using your customer persona, you're already going to be able to dial down that messaging in a very, very accurate way. And that accuracy is going to allow them to feel like they are being targeted, like that it's drawing them in, right? So you want to make sure that when you do something on Twitter or Facebook, that messaging stays the same and it's about that ideal client. So if you're targeting plumbers, then you're going to, hey, are you a plumber in the greater Nashville area? Well, we have a plumber's course for you, or whatever, you write your copy. But that right there says, I'm here, you're a plumber, you're exactly what I'm looking for. And we can target that person because that's the ideal client. Now, we might call our ideal client John or Tim, or Jill or Jack. But at the end of the day, our ideal client persona is going to direct us on how to formulate great messaging for our marketing. And so that is going to be paramount to get set up before you start reaching out to these people. So you need to have a strong brand before you go out into the world. You need to know your value, and then you need to formulate that laser focused messaging. The next step is putting it in front of the client. So how do you take that messaging and that brand and your value? How do you take that and market it, bring your product or service to market? How do you do that? Well, now that you know your ideal client, you know what they like, what they don't like. If they don't like shopping in a supermarket, but they have to go shop at a supermarket because that's the only thing that they have, then hit them up there. If that's the problem you solve, is I don't want you shopping at supermarkets, I'll do the shopping for you. Speaking of that, HEB does a great job. I'm going to end up getting a sponsorship from HEB as much as I talk about them. HEB does a great job of delivering my food to me. I find that I would rather spend $20 or $30 on the fees and the tips to get my food here than to spend an hour walking around picking up stuff I don't need, things like that. So it actually saves me money to spend that 20 in my mind, if that makes sense. But I can go over to the store and pick up whatever I want anytime. But for the big grocery, all I've got to do is re-up on that list, pick a couple of other items, take some items off because I've still got some eggs or whatever. And there you go. I've got my week in groceries in a snap because I just reordered the stuff from last time. So they are in front of me by having advertisements. They're right down the street. That's another, tactic, is being everywhere like Starbucks. But be in front of the ideal client. Everyone has to eat. The ideal client for HEB is, someone that wants to eat food, I guess. But, Texans that are hungry Texans. But make sure that you are getting in front of them. Go to where they're going to be and get in front of them there. So if you are trying to get people to buy Miracle Grow that are right now, they're on YouTube instead of in their garden, then hit them up on YouTube, right? To sell Miracle Grow. That's your competition. You want to get over there. So be in front of your ideal client. If they're going towards, if you've got competitors, there are ways to specifically target competitors' foot traffic on Facebook. And what I mean by that is you can literally type in any address, and if somebody has visited that address, they get this ad. And you run that constantly. You just keep running it. And you run 18 different ads, see which ones are working, and do that. We'll talk about that here in a second. But you want to be in front of that client anytime. Hey, I'm getting my hair cut over at this other place, but Corey cuts hair better, styles hair better, will wash your hair with some elite shampoo. I don't know. Trim your beard all nice. And Corey will do that. But this other guy, we don't like this other guy. So we're going to specifically target his business, put that address in of his business, and anybody that walks past there is going to get an advertisement for our services, our hair care services, right? Which I don't cut hair, but we're making stuff up. We're jiving. So be in front of the ideal client. There's so many ways to get in front. If your ideal client is on LinkedIn, if they're on Facebook, if they're on Instagram, if your ideal client is a 20, 30 something soccer mom, then buy a billboard on the soccer field and help the local team out. There's all kinds of ways to get in front of your ideal client. You just need to know what your ideal client is up front, right? So you need to know who they are, where they visit, where they frequent, what's going on there. Target was really, really interesting back in the day. I think, and I don't even know if this is true. This might be an old wives' tale or something, but Target, I guess, they knew that this young woman was pregnant, so they started sending targeted ads in the mail to that house. Well, that girl happened to be underage, and her father was like, "What's going on here? Why are we getting ads for this?" What it was is they track credit card spending, and they say, "Oh, this person's buying prenatal vitamins. They might also need a crib and and baby supplies, right?" So they look at their clients and they say, "What do they need?" And they really dug down deep into the data to do that kind of thing. Which, again, I don't even know if the technology was there when this purportedly happened, right? So just keep that in mind. You can get in front of your ideal client anywhere, anytime. We are living in the age where everyone is carrying around one of these, and everyone has a cell phone, and everyone has iPhones, iPad. Somebody is always checking their text messages. That's another way. Just put it into their hand. Make sure your website is mobile friendly. That's a duh nowadays, because most people visit websites on their phone. But people also have iPads. So I've got my iPad here. It doesn't have a cool background on the loading screen, but my iPad, I'm on that quite a bit. If there's something that popped up and gave me an ad or something like that, it might be annoying, but I've got it in my hand. It's in front of me. Get in front of your client. Make sure that you're spending enough money to get in front of those clients too. Don't sacrifice your cost of client acquisition because you think that you're just spending a lot of money and it's not getting you anywhere. Yeah, maybe you are. You need to divert to the thing that's working and don't put all your eggs in one basket. But if you need to be at that South by Southwest festival, you be at that South by Southwest festival, right? You get in front of your clients if that's where your clients are. So don't scrimp on that, because that is going to get you those clients, those initial clients. Be in front of them any way possible. And I think there's just so many tools now. You can also be on, LinkedIn. You can search for your ideal clients by their profession, by their role in the company. I can go through and say, I want second connections that are CEOs in the Austin Metroplex area. I will get them, and then I'll add. And if I've got a connection, because they're a second, so someone that I know already knows them, I'm going to reach out to them and say, "Hey, I like, or I'm going to follow them for a little while and see if they're worth connecting with." That's usually what I do. I follow someone, and then a week later, if I like what they've got, and I post or I comment on people's posts, so they kind of see me already before I connect with them. I'm supporting their posts. I'm making a comment or some kind of adding some value there in their comments, just piggybacking off of their posts. And that just shows that you are engaging on a personal level before you're trying to sell them anything. I want to go and just see content, write some things, and then hopefully we build a connection by me talking to you. And you posting on your wall allows you're talking to us, the audience. I am in your audience. I want you to know that I'm watching, right? In a really creepy way. Yeah, absolutely. Guys, if you're watching, drop where you're from, where you're living in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from, and I'll try to pull it up on the screen for us. I think just engaging on a personal level is super important. You already know that ideal client persona has these traits and has these things. I know that my ideal client hikes and climbs. I'm going to engage with them on that personal level of that hobby and that passion, right? So I'm going to talk to them about something other than business, and we're going to become friends before they're ever a client. I want them to be my friend before they're ever my client. Now, that's not how some sales works. Some sales, you need to sell the $8 thing. You need to get them in, get them out, boom, whatever. You need to sell the $10 meal, get them in, get them out, so you can fill the next table. Sometimes that's how it works. But the personal connection, guess what? Even if you're in a restaurant, the owner can circle around while they're in the restaurant and say, hey, welcome. You know, I've seen you here 3 times before, blah, 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 or I've seen you here a couple of times. So I just wanted to come out and ask you how your food is and kind of introduce myself. Oh, what a refreshing chef. So you want to engage on that personal level. You get in front of them, then you engage with them on a personal level. You can intertwine that laser focused messaging about what you do. If you go to a party and someone says, hey, what do you do? Now, this is anecdotal because this is my story, but I was in Lubbock, Texas for a long time, and no one knew what the hell I did. And I thought that it was my messaging. It's not my messaging. I have good messaging. People know what I do outside of Lubbock, Texas. So be careful. Be in the right place. Be in front of your ideal client. Don't be in front of these people that are not they don't even know what you do. Have your messaging right. All that. I really thought that was my messaging, and it was just like I couldn't break that nut, you know. And everybody's like, no, your messaging's good. So I got really self-conscious about that, you know. As a business owner, I was like, why can't I crack this nut? And really, it's just because it's not even a nut; it's a rock, and you just can't crack it. They're just impenetrable. So if somebody can crack that nut over there in Lubbock, Texas, be my guest. I don't care. They don't have any money anyway. Okay, high quality goods and services. So that's another thing. Once you are tackling that persona in the marketing, you also need to know what they value on the quality side of things, right? So if I really value quality in the thing that I'm buying, like Q-tips, I'm going to buy the brand name of Q-tip because I enjoy the quality. If they come to you and you've got bad quality, then you lost that client for life. They're not ever going to come back to you ever again. So you got to make sure that your quality of service can be backed up by your operations. That's why I think it's so important that people have robust operations before you jack sales up, because we can jack sales up tonight. We can jack sales up tonight. We can give you whatever you want, and you can have more sales. But if you can't execute right now, if you're not in a good position to execute, then you're going to ruin your brand. It's no longer going to be strong, right? Because people don't trust that you've got quality goods. So you need to make sure that you've got high quality goods and services to provide to your audience and your ideal client. Once that ideal client gets burnt, they're not getting unburnt. They're gone. But if you treat them well, then they're yours forever, you know? And I think, you know, that there's something to be said about that brand loyalty that people just inherently have. Once they find something that they like, they stick with it, and then they'll advocate for it too. Just like I advocate for Q-tips and Coca-Cola, right? So, shilling over here, right? But make sure that you've got your system set up to handle the volume and cater to what they need, not what they don't need, because you've narrowed that ideal client down. You know what they need and what they don't want. Hey, I don't care about this stuff. I just want to buy a house. Cool. That kind of client, you need a process where they can do it like just guided through an electronic process to buy a house. I would love to get on a website, fill out some forms, click buy, and I've got the loan, I've got everything. I can sign it. got or mortgage, got insurance, got the house. If I could do that, I'd buy houses all the time. But no, I need a realtor and I need a mortgage broker and I need all these people, and they've got to communicate, and then we've got to file with the city or do this other stuff. So there's all kinds of red tape. But yeah, I mean, I think that would definitely solve a lot of my problems when I'm looking to buy a house. Not to say I'm looking to buy a house right now, but absolutely, right? You want to solve those problems. And then finally, and then we'll talk some more. I definitely, if you're watching, I can see that you're watching, and please leave me a comment. Give me a question. This is going to be a short show today, but that referral systems are very important. I would say probably the most important type of marketing that you could possibly have. And referral systems are great because it's already bandwagon. I'm using it, so I'm going to refer you because I like it so much, right? So pay attention to those referral programs. Don't sleep on them, because those referral systems, if you've already got it set up, then you're going to double, triple, quadruple your income overnight, because that new client also becomes a referral partner for you. But if you don't have that set up, that new client, you lost everything downline that you could possibly get from that new client. So your new client needs to also act as your new salesperson in a way, right? We don't want them like selling the product, but we want them advocating for you. We want them posting on Instagram and tagging you to all their thousands of followers, right? Because everybody's a celebrity now, so everybody's got thousands of followers. So those referral systems are super important. So we've got referral systems over at Revere Strategist. We are, doing a referral program for anything that happens in Level Up Inner Circle. And so we can get those referral partners in, and we've got it all set up. We're ready to go. So that is super important to understand, that those referral systems will help you continuously. Think of it like one of those dough recipes where you've got like the master dough that's just gone through all these people, and you tear off a little bit, you send it off or whatever to somebody else. Those dough, that yeast in there has been just constantly adding flavor and adding, just developing and being able to. So that bread 10 years from now is going to taste totally different, but it's going to be good. It's going to be all those good things. So referral systems set up before, guess what? Your ideal client, you know who they hang out with? More of your ideal client. You ever thought of that? My ideal client hangs out with my ideal client. That's awesome. So why shouldn't your ideal client be advocating to another ideal client? So get that referral system set up and ready to go. Make sure that you are business ready. Let's go through these one more time, because we've got lots of time left. But we want to know your value, know what you're selling, know exactly what value you're providing to the client, what they're getting out of it. You want a strong brand to back that value up. You want to make sure that those people know your story behind the brand, and not just because you told them, but because the brand itself stands the test of time, right? Laser focused messaging. Make sure you are saying the right things. Make sure you've got a list of words, a list of phrases, things that you are going to use over and over and over. People are going to get so sick and tired of your messaging, but they're going to remember it because it's laser focused and it's the same every time. Be in front of the client. Go to the concerts, go to the bars, go to the whatever you need to do to get in front of those customers. Do it. And sometimes that includes buying advertising space, or buying a booth, or renting a booth at a fair of some sort, or a convention of some sort. So make sure you're doing that. Make sure you're getting in front of your ideal client. My ideal client right now is on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And so we are pushing this out, I believe. And we've got some what is that called? Twitch. Got some Twitch going on as well. So we've got YouTube, we've got Twitch, we've got LinkedIn, we've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. It's all going out all over the place because we want this message to be in front of the ideal client. So what better way than to send it over to LinkedIn and make sure that people know that level up business mastery means business and we're actually giving value, right? So be in front of the ideal client, engage on a personal level. Guys, if you're watching, drop me some comments and like, follow, and share, and join the Business Mastery group on Facebook. But more importantly than that, do that so that we can engage on a personal level. I'd love to talk to you. We can comment in the comments here. We can drop a question. We can also do this really cool thing called Zoom. We can meet. So if you would like to have a free strategy session with myself or Robert, just give us a shout, and we'll hook you up with a link, and we'll get that scheduled. High quality goods and services. The high quality goods and services, one last time, if you don't provide that right out the gate, then your client that you could have had for a long time is not going to be your client. You're going to ruin that strong brand that you have. So we need to have high quality goods and services and align that with what your ideal client values. So if they don't want all this other stuff, they just want this, give them just that. So align those quality goods and services with the values of your ideal client persona. And last but not least, set up those referral systems. Your ideal client is talking to your ideal client. I guarantee you. So make sure when you design that ideal client out, that is something that, my clients need to be somewhat active in society to be a good client, because I also want them to refer. If they go to work, go home, go to work, go home, they're probably not a great business owner in the first place because they're boring. But the second part is they're really just not providing for their clientele in the same way that you want them to provide. So it's not going to work out for them. So know what you want, know what you don't want, target that, get in front of those ideal clients. Don't get in front of somebody that's not an ideal client. Make sure you're messaging to that ideal client and no one else. I want plumbers on the north side of Austin. I want tech companies in Dripping Springs. Probably not a whole lot of them. You'll probably find that. So you can get on LinkedIn and search for those people and start to target them and say, hey, I'd love to talk. You can message them. You can email them. You can find their information. You can build lists. You can have people build lists for you of your ideal client. Say, hey, this is my ideal client. Mr. Guy on Upwork, can you build me a list of people I need to talk to? And they'll do it. There's someone on Upwork that will build you a list of everyone you need to talk to and their emails and their phone numbers to their desk. So spend the money on that. Get in front of them. That's how you get in front of them. You find out who it is. Get in front of that person. Send care packages to their office and make sure it's heavily branded with T-shirts and mugs and hats and whatever else. Say, hey, y'all are doing a great job. I don't know, but get in front of those clients. I think that's important. Guys, let's take a second to just revisit this one-time offer. 8 powerful weeks with trusted strategy advisors. Myself and Robert will be helping you every step of the way. We've got a curriculum. We've got step-by-step instructions, but we're also going to be there for that thumbprint approach, because your business is different than anybody else's business. And we want to make sure that shows through for that differentiation as well. So personal goal setting, guys, we're going to meet with you before this 8-week session even begins to set personalized goals for your business. Let me say that again. We're going to meet with you before this 8 weeks even starts and set personalized goals for your business. Powerful, 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 powerful. Eliminate doubt. We want you to be sure that when the market gets rough, if the market gets rough, which I think it will, we're all projecting it. The market gets really rough, your business isn't going to drown because of whatever. We're going to find you those clients. We're going to have those levers that you can turn on to just pour clients into your doors. We're going to have those operations to back it up, right? We're going to have those high quality goods and services. We're going to be able to deliver those things to our clients, right? We want you to generate new revenue. And one of the things is we're immediately going to see your gaps and where you could be selling, where you're not selling. And we're going to say, capitalize on that right now. Why are you not? Oh, well, I wanted to do this. Yeah, doesn't matter. This is where you need to be. Let's do that. And so we are going to put you in front of your clients and do things like that because we're going to create that ecosystem that allows for you to just get new clients in and brighten their day with the goods and services that you provide, solve their problems. We're going to do one-on-one strategy sessions with you weekly. Robert's going to meet with you for an hour. I'm going to meet with you for a different hour. That's 2 consultants, 2 hours a week for 8 weeks. Huge. Then we're going to have our masterminds. So we're going to meet once a week with the whole group of 8 plus the 2 consultants. That's 10 people who can pour into your cup great knowledge on how to advance your business, how to grow the value of your business. Hey, we did this and it works. It's gangbusters. So you should do that as well. There's all kinds of people that are going to be in this group, and we want businesses that have been in business for a while. They know what they're doing. They just want to get to that next level. So we're all going to help each other over this 8-week period to get to the next level. The last thing is we are giving you a 12-month membership into the inner circle. And that inner circle is going to be so valuable because you've got the curriculum that we have in there. We are putting these courses together as we speak. We're just dropping stuff in all day. That's why we're not live all day. We went live all day for 2 days, but we're doing stuff. We're actively putting course material into this package that is consumable in the form of the inner circle, right? So we want to make sure that my Gravere strategist curriculum gets translated to a nice moduled out system that you can do on your own next March, because you did this. You did 8 weeks to get you on the right foot. We righted your ship. We turned it the right direction. And now we're going to keep it afloat and, grow it, grow your ship. I don't know that that's a great analogy, but we're going to grow your business in value. Your valuation is going to be higher. That means you can leverage some of the valuation of your business. You can sell part of your business to a partner and get capital to inject into some things. You can have loans now that you can show on paper why your business is this valuable, and it's more valuable than we started the first of the 8 weeks because we're just identifying the things that you weren't, right? So we followed up with that 12-month. So you're getting a 12-month system. We start out with the 8 weeks, really powerful, really moving, and then we slow down a little bit, but we control all of the things that we just did. We make sure that they stick. We make sure your business thrives. Guys, this is 6 days left. Tomorrow, this is the evening time for Sunday. So tomorrow, we're going to be at 5 days left. you guys got to set up a free strategy call with Robert and I right now. I mean, our week is getting packed. If you do not have your thing scheduled already, do it. We're, you know, we will be meeting with people absolutely constantly this next week based on this calendar that I'm looking at. I see Todd is scheduled with us. I see Mary is scheduled with us. I see Gustav. Okay. Gustav. Where's Gustav from? He's probably from like Austin. But yeah, we've got, I mean, I could just read off a list of names. But make sure you get scheduled with us. Make sure you get scheduled with us, because that is going to get you into this 8-week business growth intensive if you qualify. If you don't, we're not going to try to sell you something you're not qualified to be in or that's not going to help you. We're going to make sure that you get the help that you need. And free strategy session always results in some walk away money, right? We want to give you some action items to go make $1 immediately after you get out of that meeting. Right? So sign up for a meeting. I've got the link is in the description of our show here. And really you can do all kinds of things with this time that you want. You can say, hey, I really would like to work on this, and you can have some really good direction. But we're going to see those gaps in your business, and we're going to try to make sure that we cater to those, right? We don't want you to leave anything on the table during this 8 weeks. We're going to explore a lot of different things, right? So just keep that in mind. We are doing this this thing, and we're going to keep teaching lessons every morning this week. Monday, we're going back to 10 a.m. We're going to launch probably Saturdays again at noon, and then Sundays again at noon on Tuesday. Sundays on Tuesday at noon, and then we're going to relaunch the ones that we go live with at 10. We're going to play those at 5 for those people that didn't catch it at 10, right? So stay tuned, and we will continue to get some great content out to you. I don't want to tell you what we're doing because I want it to be a surprise. So tomorrow I've got some really in-depth stuff that you're not going to want to miss. Tuesday, really mathematics based. Okay, that's a hint. And but we're just going to go over some very important things for your business that are going to affect how you operate the operations side of your business. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure teaching you about how to market directly to your ideal client persona. I am Corey Myers with Lubbock. Screwed that up. Not with Lubbock Consulting anymore. I'm with Gravere Strategist, Level Up Business Mastery. And I will see you later, I think, right?